put this on the screen because I'm so fancy, dude. Oh God, dude, I just became honestly one of the most legit teachers in history. Right there. Just go to the back. Just right there. I'll be back. Yeah.
Why is it so cold? It's cold. Anyway, I told the girl I like it and she went. I'm talking to you. You're no idea. That's sweet. I don't know where my hair is. I haven't did that.
One second, find it.
And I'll get like 3 months. I probably got my dad's and my living room or something. I misplace things all the time. I could bring navigation, but I just really forget. You have the shirt?
No, I never got the shirt.
I don't know where mine is. But I know it's somewhere.
I just think it's somewhere.
Like, I know I don't want to there. The question is it clean? I've washed it. That's what I said, and she said she was hot. Yes, Victoria said it was not warm. It's different. But it's not Kelly. I just don't like
No, you're.
I don't know, it's like the squishmallows with the like sass. Oh, I associate Kelly with like yeah. That's because I associate Kelly with Kelly and Tom.
He's old, he's just like always talking to someone. There you go.
There was a lot of names. Like, yeah, I got home and my mom had my pneumonias in the backseat. No, I can't wear them to school yet. Because I'm not good enough to walk. Because here's the thing, that's like 4 inches. 7-inch clouds.
Yeah, you would have to use like the elevators or something. I would have tried going up
Yeah,
the
I
stairs.
tried to go up and down the stairs in my house yesterday. I can do it, but I have to go literally sideways.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm thinking more in school.
I think they're walking like
Is it 2 inches?
right. I don't know what's
I
hard.
do have some other pneumonia for like creatures. I don't have I could wear those.
I used to wear these like high heel wedges to school like all throughout Easter. And so I think I could probably wear platforms because I can walk really long and I walk in roller skates a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm still scared that I'll just like fall.
I'm pretty good at walking in heels because I also walk at blades. But like 7-inch platforms are really fall down. Because they're like, you gotta like move your foot differently.
Imagine how tall you are compared to everyone. Everyone just stands up to leave.
6 feet tall. I'll be my knees would fit under the bed. And they got up here too, and their hair is 4.5 inches tall. So when they were, yeah, I was 6'8", and when they were there, they would be 6.5 inch tall. So we'll almost be the same height. Because I've always been taller than me. 5'8". Is that how much more? Yes. What's the date? Still feel like September. If that was your September, then it would be my birthday and I could put it.
You see that orange clip?
Oh, you're so his dad.
Curious George in the comments. Feel the comments.
Story the Communist Explorer. Diary of Communism. It's communism.
The very hungry communists.
That's my favorite.
You give a communist a cookie. Jesus.
You give a communist.
Hey folks, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Man, it's just crazy to see this full of classroom. I don't even have supplies. All right, good. You guys got your sheets? Everybody kind of see. I'll put a little review up just because I think there's just a lot of distant like learning that doesn't occur on Zoom. So I wanted to remind everybody. I'm gonna get our fellow Zoomers here going. All right, hope everyone had a good week. It's Friday. It's good, right? Yeah? Jill, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure your head was down, just making sure you're cool. Yeah, so Friday, right? Yay. Uh-huh. Not gonna sing a song I heard like Miss Jones does. I sing too often. Anyways. So yeah. All right, those of you on Zoom, good afternoon or about afternoon, and happy Friday to you. All right, so gonna do a quick screen share just to kind of review briefly what we did this week as people are getting in. So there we go. All right, so Tuesday, Cold War heated up. We talked about Yalta, Potsdam, the whole idea that it was a hot war, even though they called it a cold war, right? We hit on brinkmanship and the fact that there was pretty close a couple times being a World War III, right? Talked about MAD. Wednesday, which I can't spell apparently. Wednesday. I always have to say it out loud. The U.S. and the West. We did a little some notes on that. Remember, I sent those out with highlighted answers. I did that for a reason because you're going to be using those notes as part of our activity today. Okay. And then Thursday, that was yesterday, we went over the USSR culture. Remember, I uploaded those notes to Canvas as well from the Pear Deck. So you have access to those, okay? Just the agenda, you can see where we're going here on the right-hand side. Announcements are pretty similar as they have been the whole week. Love to see cameras. Right now I got four out of 11. That's a pretty low percentage. So let's start working on that, folks at home. It's great to see your face. Also then, last night, into this morning, you were to turn in the SAQ color coded. I'm looking forward to grading those. What I'm going to do, just so that make sure everyone's on the same page, right? I'm going to give you a score of 1, 2, or 3. That's what you would get on one SAQ. Remember, you'll write 3 on the AP exam, but you just wrote 1 at home and then you color coded it. I'll give you your score, 1, 2, or 3, like an honest opinion, but I'm going to count that as participation again. Next week, you are going to be writing 1 for not participation, okay? Most likely it'll be Friday because we only have 2 chapters on this test. So I'll probably have about 20 multiple choice questions on the test. And then I'll have an SAQ where you'll write that in a timed format. Okay. Because we've got to get more used to it. So hopefully I'm thinking provide feedback, you ask questions, and then you get to write it again or write a different one. All right. I thought that one on Japan wasn't too difficult. And you could have gone a handful of different ways with all three of the answers. So that's why a little more open-ended. All right. Does anybody have any questions immediately right now? Those grades, like I made the assignment on Canvas. Like I said, I probably will get to grade maybe a few this afternoon, maybe a few this weekend, and I'll probably finish on Monday, okay? But like I said, if you did it, you can sit tight and just wait for me to upload a score for you. All right. On that note, today, reminders, videos. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to share here. And try to get this off my screen. There we go. All right. So you go back to the Canvas page. There we go. All right. So if you are seeing or kind of paying attention in here, you'll see that I'm getting a little more accustomed to making pages or trying to each day. I'm not going to guarantee anything as life throws curveballs at you, but I'm going to try here. So I'm sharing the correct screen. Awesome. All right. So under modules, folks, the 3.5 says Cold War visual aid. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. If you're following on the screen in person, I think you all are. Some of you have your heads down. You just look up at the board. It's easier. All right. So we're going to take a look at 3 videos today. Why is it not letting me page when I do that? It's quite frustrating. Okay, 3 videos. These are just kind of, I'm not going to call them for fun because they're not necessarily fun for anybody, but they are kind of fun. So the first one is we're going to practice duck and cover. Okay. So we're going to watch this. I just want to make sure that you understand that propaganda is a two-way street, right? Meaning I showed you a handful of propaganda from the USSR yesterday, but I didn't show you a lot of propaganda from the US. And I just want to make sure I don't paint a too rosy of a picture of the United States as like we don't ever do anything wrong because we're countries and we're human beings and humans are humans, okay? So this first video, we're going to get an ad. It's going to be annoying. Let's wait till it goes.
This sentence is grammatically correct.
All right. Lily Dole, could you hear that? Awesome. All right. So
Are you screen sharing?
I am screen sharing. So this is from I don't need to do that. This is from a defense, U.S. Department of Defense, and like what would be called Homeland Security now, even though there was no Homeland Security. It was actually created after 9/11. Like the Department of Homeland Security, the people that like, you know how when you go to an airport, you see like a lot of people in uniforms now? That wasn't the case. Okay. Like the first time I ever flew was in 1999. I was like, I think I'm going to be a freshman in high school. And it was way more relaxed. And then 9/11 happened, and then they created the Department of Homeland Security. They protect airports, they protect monuments, they protect national parks. You see them. But this would have been kind of the equivalent. And they produced this film, which was shown in schools, and I find it to be somewhat entertaining. So just kind of sit back for a few minutes. Let's stay off our phones and enjoy some comedic relief that was not comedy at the time, okay? Sure. If I can figure out how to press the button.
There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and covered, ducked and covered. He did what we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you. Duck and cover. Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and cover. This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education Association. Produced by Archer Productions, Incorporated. Hey, Bert, come on out and meet all these nice people. Please? All right. We really can't blame you. You see, Bert is a very, very careful fellow. When there's danger, this is the way he keeps from being hurt. Sometimes it even saves his life. That's why these children are practicing to duck and cover just as you do in your school. We all know the atomic bomb is very dangerous. Since it may be used against us, we must get ready for it, just as we are ready for many other dangers that are around us all the time. Fire is a danger. It can burn whole buildings if someone is careless. But we are ready for fire. We have a fine fire department to put out the fire, and you have fire drills in your school so you know what to do. Automobiles can be dangerous too. They sometimes cause bad accidents, but we're ready. We have safety rules that car drivers and people who are walking must obey. Now, we must be ready for a new danger, the atomic bomb. First, you'll have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready. It looks something like this. There's a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen. If you were not ready and did not know what to do, it could hurt you in different ways. It could knock you down hard or throw you against a tree or a wall. It is such a big explosion, it can smash in buildings and knock signboards over and break windows all over town. But if you duck and cover like Bert, you will be much safer. You know how bad sunburn can feel. The atomic bomb flash could burn you worse than a terrible sunburn, especially where you're not covered. Now,
That's Mr.
you and I
Renshaw.
don't have
He was
shells to
five.
fall into like Bert the Turtle, so we have to cover up in our own way. First, you duck, and then you cover. And very tightly, you cover the back of your neck with your face. Duck and cover underneath a table or desk or anything else close by. In Betty's school, they're talking about the atomic bomb too. Betty is asking her teacher, how can we tell when the atomic bomb may explode? And her teacher is explaining that there are two kinds of attack, with warning and without any warning.
Oh, shoot. Come on.
We think that most of the time we will be warned before the bomb explodes.
Does anybody think this, if you duck and cover, an atomic bomb is dropped, it's going to save your life? Does anybody feel more comfortable knowing this? No. But, anyways, there's some couple
So
things.
it'll be time for us to get into our homes, schools, or some other safe place. Our civil defense workers and our men in uniform will do everything they can to warn us before enemy planes can bring a bomb near us. You may be in your schoolyard playing when the signal comes. That signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast. Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be. You might be out playing at home when the warning comes. Then be sure to get into the house fast, where your parents have fixed a safe place for you to go. If you are not close to home when you hear the warning, go to the nearest safe cover. Know where you are to go, or ask an older person to help you. You know the places marked with the S sign? They're safe places to go when you hear the alarm. If there is a warning, you will hear it before the bomb explodes. But sometimes, and this is very, very important, sometimes the bomb might explode without any warning. Then the first thing we would know about it would be the flash. And that means duck and cover fast, wherever you are. There's no time to look around or wait. Be like Bert. When there is a flash, duck and cover, and do it fast. Here are some older boys showing what to do if the flash comes when you are not in the classroom. This is what to do if you should be in a corridor You duck and cover tight against the wall this way. Remember to keep your face and the back of your neck covered tightly. Try to fall away from windows or doors with glass in them. Then, if the glass breaks and flies through the air, it won't cut you. You might be eating your lunch when the flash comes. Duck and cover under the table. Then, if the explosion makes anything in the room fall down, it can't fall on you. Getting ready means we will all have to be able to take care of ourselves. The bomb might explode when there are no grown-ups near. Paul and Patty know this, and they're always ready to take
Paul
care
and
of
Patty.
themselves. Here they are
Oh,
on
this
their way
is
to
great
school
right here,
on a
folks.
beautiful spring day. But no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck
It takes out his sister like.
and cover. Paul and Patty know what to do. Paul covered the back of his head so that he wouldn't be burned. And Patty covered herself with a coat she was carrying.
Oh, that's a good one.
They
Got
knew
that
how
coat.
to duck and cover. They acted right away when the flash came. If they had been at this doorway when the bomb flashed, Paul and Patty would have ducked and covered this way, like this girl. Heavy doorways are a good place to duck and cover. She will be safer too. Here's Tony going
This is
to
my
his Cub
favorite
Scout
one.
meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover.
Oh yeah.
Attaboy, Tony. That
Attaboy.
flash means act fast.
Ah, boy, Tony.
Tony knows
Tony.
that it helps to get to any kind of cover. This wall was close by, so that's where he ducked and covered. Tony knew what to do. Notice how he keeps from moving or from getting up and running? He stays down until he is sure the danger is over.
This is great. If a creepy guy like this came up to you with a helmet on, how would you respond? I mean, I think I'd be even more scared. The Martians had landed.
The man helping Tony is a civil defense worker. His job is to help protect us when there is danger of the atomic bomb. We must obey the civil defense worker.
Jeez.
We must know how to duck and cover in the school bus or in any other bus or streetcar. Duck and cover.
Oh,
Don't wait. Duck away from the windows fast. The glass may break and fly through the air and cut you.
That's
Some days, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover.
all right, come on. Everyone wants to see them throw that thing up again. Ready?
Do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. This
He's got
family
a
knows what to
newspaper
do,
over his head.
just as your own family should. They know that even a thin cloth helps protect them. Even a newspaper can save you from a bad burn. But the most important thing of all is to duck and cover yourself, especially where your clothes do not cover you. No matter where we live.
All right, so this was again the reality of the Cold War. Okay, what do you think? Comments? Anybody on Zoom or in person? Just go ahead. I can barely see you.
That's horrifying. To be like, hey, by the way, you could be bombed at any second, and you need to constantly be thinking about it.
Yeah, so horrifying the idea that like this could actually happen, right? So an MAD was a real thing. Exactly. Mutually, like they were in fear of this. What else? Anything else?
I can feel again like not a lot of people can like have like bomb sites built like in the middle of school, but I mean it's kind of crazy that like if you're like outside and you can go like a place office and like you're like can't get a atomic bomb or
Yeah.
a bomb.
Zoomers, the comment was made that the thin cloth or newspaper probably wasn't going to help you very much. Does anybody on Zoom have a comment? Anything that you were, just remember Bert, the turtle. You guys want to practice the duck and cover? Doesn't seem too motivating here. It's really not that comfortable, if I have to be honest. But yeah, tornado drills in elementary school maybe. But again, just to kind of the idea of the heightened sense of paranoia that was caused from this. All right, the second video I wanted to show everybody is a famous speech by John F. Kennedy Jr. who was the youngest president ever elected, and was the first Irish Catholic to be elected. He was in West Berlin giving this speech. Okay, so remember, West Berlin was the side that was influenced by the United States.
And there are even a few who say that it's true that communism is an evil system, but it permits us to make economic progress. Lass sie nach Berlin kommen. Let them come here.
Look at that. Crazy. How many people? It makes you uncomfortable with COVID, doesn't it?
All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner.
Okay. All right. Anybody in the room? Anybody know German? All right. We gotta replay that one more time just for fun. Ready?
Ich bin ein Berliner.
And he walks off the stage. Ich bin ein Berliner, translating German, means I am a jelly donut.
You're kidding.
No, I am a pastry. Okay, I am a German pastry. And the American president in West Berlin said, I am a jelly pastry. And the entire world who had access to media at that time got a major kick out of this. Because he was trying to say, like, I am a citizen of Berlin, like all of you free people are. Like, we rejoice in the freedom of West Berlin. And again, the symbol of the Cold War and the Berlin Wall. And instead, he says, I am a jelly donut. Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there was brought up in class about the political cartoon of JFK holding a jelly donut. So, if you ever get a chance to go to Berlin, you can kind of stand where he made the speech and picture it. It's also the same place where Michael Jackson, in the early '90s, held his baby out of a 10-story hotel. Mr. Renshaw, you remember that? Yeah, that was big news in the '90s. It was really, yeah, before videos going viral, it was really weird. We don't know. All right, so this last one is quite interesting. This is a Soviet parade celebrating the anniversary of the 1917 revolution. And I just wanted to give you a kind of a visual of how this all went down. This propaganda is unreal. Look at that. Whose picture is that? You guys remember? Whose picture is that? Lenin or Stalin? Lenin, exactly. So this is a celebration of that 1917 revolution. And this is 1979, 6 years before I was born. I mean, again, just like to fathom that they're doing this in the streets, like you see how it's blatantly against the United, like trying to put fear in the United States. And again, this is their version of propaganda and trying to excite their citizens versus the United States. This time, people are having parades in the street for Mardi Gras and things like that, you know. The Indianapolis 500, whatever, you know, in Indianapolis, we have a parade for that. Like, completely different culture and just ideology. Hopefully, you could see that in that film. I thought that was fascinating. Anybody else have a comment on that? Anything surprise you? Yeah, Hiddle, make it loud.
If I was a citizen in America in 1979 and I saw this, I would probably do it.
So Lucy said if she was a citizen in 1979, she'd probably be in the United States. This would probably strike a little fear into her. I agree. In fact, I remember when I was like 5 or so, really early memory of seeing this one of these on TV at our house, being like, what in the world is going on? Like the size of those missiles just kept getting bigger, didn't they? It's like, what? What are they gonna do with all those, you know? Jill, do you have anything?
Yeah, I thought it was like first off, I really like the music.
Okay.
Second off, like it was kind of cool because it was almost like a parade until they brought out like the death machine and like
Yeah.
the tanks and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's a bit much. That's a little.
So a little much. Lucy,
Like, it looks like they're overcompensating for something.
McJunkins, what do you think? Overcompensating? Yeah, I would agree on that. So Lucy McJunkins said, remind her a lot of Nazi parades. I was thinking the same thing. Remember how Hitler at the end of right before they invaded Czechoslovakia and Czechoslovakia, they had that German art parade, and then they had all the goose steppers. That almost looked like the same thing 25 years later, 30 years later. Crazy. I as a history teacher, you know, some of this stuff that's so recent just continues to always kind of amaze me that this happened so recently. So, all right. So maybe that gives you a little context on international relations with Russia right now as well. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of that and took away something. So we're gonna be doing something kind of out of the ordinary for this class. The rest of the period. So the instructions, I'll go over them in a second, but the ones that I put on Canvas are read the directions on the Word document. Remember, you will need to take a picture of your visual aid to turn it in. I really want to put these on the wall in my room. I've been saving space for something like this when things started to get a little better and more people at school. So please bring them to class if you are a Red Black Day student. If you are a virtual student, you can drop them off the front desk with my name on them. I can get them from my mailbox, and that's only if you want yours displayed for a year. Okay, I'll give you a 12-month display. Okay, Mr. Renshaw started some communist books in here. I think we need to add to that. So, I have, if you notice right here, I have 5 examples for you that you can look at. Hopefully these. That's sneaky. Well, let me see if when I download it though, it came up fine. See that? And then I would need to flip it around, and then this would be giving you, those of you on Zoom, I'll show you in a second. Okay. Anyways, there are examples that I put up there. We'll try to look at those in a second. Let's take a look at the assignment though. I have it downloaded in a better format. So new share right here. And here's the assignment. So you're going to list 10 characteristics of each side of the Cold War. So basically the West versus the USSR and the satellite states. Okay. A characteristic, one thing could be like, let's keep it pretty simple. So anyone want to give me an example of a characteristic of Western culture? Jill?
Capitalism.
Okay. What would be the opposite here then? Communism or a command economy?
Do they have to be like?
So hold on, I'll show you. Oh, hold on before you start asking a million questions. Okay, that would be one example, but another one could be like chewing gum. Okay, like because people had access in the West had access to chewing gum or consumer goods. Levi's would be an example. All right, toasters. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah, I'll see some drawings of toasters possibly. So, what you're going to do then, once you figure out your characteristics, you're going to, and I say on the back side of the paper, but let's be honest, you don't have paper. So, creatively depict the Cold War by using the characteristics of each side to create a visual aid. Scoring 20 points, 1 point for each characteristic, and 1 point for it being visually represented. Student examples are on Canvas. I'll show you that in a moment. Unless you do not have access to colored pencils or markers, you need to do this by hand on paper and upload the image of your visual aid and your characteristics. Now, that being said, this is a weird year. You know, I've done this in the past. I think it's a fun assignment, something for you to enjoy. Drawings don't have to be perfect. I've had, again, everyone I think kind of does their own thing. I'll show you 5 different examples. Color and creativity will be assessed, and extra credit can be rewarded for someone that goes above and beyond. It's due by midnight on Monday. Okay. Can you get a light on, Jackson? Do you mind? That's good for now. Thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to some of the examples just so I didn't mean to press that. So that you can see what people have done here in the past. That didn't help at all. Get out of that. All right, cool. There we go. And I'm not supposed to have a name on there. Whoops. Okay. I'm gonna add a new share here. We're gonna take a look at this example. So in years past, obviously I got to teach more content as well. So these might be a little more involved, but you got the Berlin Wall represented, conflict, NATO, Coca-Cola, gum, money, planes. This was the Berlin Wall, I'm assuming. These were kind of like the parades we just watched, Cuba, spies, bombs. I mean, this is kind of an interesting one. She was a great artist. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up another one. Those of you on Zoom, show a little patience, please, as I have to download these. I think you'll have to do the same thing to look at them on your own. But
Downloading it says the file wasn't permitted to be typed.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, here's another one. You're gonna see various levels of quality because that's just the fact. Some people can draw well, some people can't. This was Khrushchev and Stalin. You can see JFK and Truman here. You got Berlin, Cuba. You've got NATO and the Warsaw Pact. Work hard for more dough. I'm sure that was a symbol. And unnecessary bottle of vodka over here for the alcoholism we talked about yesterday. Capitalism, Marshall Plan. Yeah, again, I don't even know what score these necessarily got, but they were decent examples. I threw away a lot of my examples, unfortunately, last year. I was cleaning house and I was in a mood to clean. Let's take a look at another one. All right. This one needs to be flipped around. So screen shares, I'm going to share this again or on Zoom. You're right over there? Okay, good. So, I mean, like I said, they use some, look, this one has like markers and colored pencils. You can see the divide. So your task is to basically like try to visually represent the division and the polar opposite of the Soviet Union and the United States in the West. Okay? Who has questions for me? Does anybody have any questions for me? Again, if you have no ability to take pictures, you can bring this into school, drop it off my mailbox if you're virtual. Even though it's due on Monday night, and you're going to take a picture and turn it in, I want you to bring it back in. I'm just going to remind you because, again, this these usually come out pretty cool and interesting. And even if you put something on your description like capitalism, how are you going to show the difference between capitalism and communism? You're probably going to show a hammer and a sickle, and then for capitalism, you might show a dollar sign, or you might show American dollar. There's different ways to do it. There's not one right way or one wrong way. Okay, so this is where, again, I like to give AP students a chance to get out of the box and be creative sometimes. I feel like, especially this week, it's just like pound, pound, pound. Got to relax a little bit and do something interesting. So there you go. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and here get the lights flipped on. On Zoom, I'll take a little bit of time to kind of work with you, make sure you're good. It says I don't have colored pencils and kind of shade with a normal pencil. Yeah, if it's neat and organized, sure. Also had someone ask, do you know what times the school is open for parents to drop it off? I think normal school hours, so basically probably 7:30 to 3:30 is fine, right? Okay, Zoomers, give me about a minute and a half in class, and then I'll come back to you and answer questions, okay? 1 minute here. you want to put headphones in, you can, obviously. All right, Zoomers. I just handed out paper to everybody. Obviously, you're at home. If you don't have blank computer paper, hopefully you can find even a backside of like an old worksheet or something that's blank on the side. That would work. I put out colored pencils in class. I don't think many people are probably using them right now. No one is. But on top of that, also, I would do your characteristics first, kind of map out on the piece of paper what you want it to look like. You'll see on some of the examples, people made like a Berlin Wall and kind of separating the two sides. And you can be creative. You can go back to the notes from Tuesday and Wednesday, like Korean conflict, Vietnam, China, and kind of go think about the domino theory that we talked about, where some of the dominoes fell on one side, some of the dominoes fell on the other side. All right. Do any of you on Zoom have a question for me? None of you have a question? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a picture so I can make sure I take attendance accurately. And you're more than welcome to stay on here, and if you have a question, ask me, or you're more than welcome to sign off and do this on your own. This is a little bit of choice time, okay? Oh, don't forget, the mess mentioned chapter 36 notes are due Monday. You're gonna have a reading quiz, okay? And again, I need you to read because that's how this course works. Okay, got to read. It's really important. All right, anybody else have a question? Seriously, Brooke? No? Okay, cool. So Katya, if you can drop yours off or get it dropped off in the next few days when you're done, that'd be cool. All right, or get someone to take it for you. Those of you that are virtual, that works too. If you get another student, take it for you, something like that. All right. All right, thanks everybody. Here, like you said, you're welcome to stay on. Get off. It's up to you.
Mr. Burnett?